And it is a pleasure to welcome all of the Beach Boys here to Studio Q. Mike Love, hello, sir.
Hi.
What a pleasure
John.
to have you here.
Nice to be here.
Al Jardine, hello to you.
How do you do? Good morning.
Brian Wilson,
Hello.
welcome back. Great to see you. Sorry to cut you off in the salutations,
I
Al.
don't know if it's morning or afternoon, to be honest with you.
It's a dark studio. You never know. Bruce Johnson,
Good day.
great pleasure to have you here. And David Marks, hello to you.
Hi.
We're going to hear a little bit more of this record in a moment, guys. But first of all, congratulations on it. Not only did it debut at number 3 on the Billboard chart, it's getting heaps of praise. People saying it's up there with the best Beach Boys work ever. Mike, what do you think is the secret behind this one? Why is it doing so well?
I think there's been a long time that people have wished for and hoped for a new project from the Beach Boys. And because of the 50th anniversary, it's a special milestone. I think that really brought us together. Plus, Capital EMI gave us the opportunity to get together in the studio and do what we do. And it just comes naturally from there. Brian had been working on some songs he had some for a few years, and then some are a bit more recent. And when we went to the piano, and he played the chords and the harmonies that you just heard, we each took our part, and it was just completely natural.
Brian, does this feel like a special Beach Boys record to you?
Yeah, because it takes me back to 1965, when our harmonies were so crystal clear and beautiful. And we have those harmonies now.
And was that intentional? Did you want to make a record that harkened back to the
Well, as
60s?
we went, we realized that we were. We didn't actually plan it that way. But as soon as we started hearing our voices, then we knew we were onto something.
It's a really beautiful record, and it's getting these great notices. I mean, having you all in studio here together as well is quite remarkable, in part because just a few years ago it didn't necessarily look like it would ever happen. Al, maybe you could tell us how the long and winding road did bring you back together for this record and this tour.
Well, we've all been working in our own bands for quite a while now, and the fans kept asking me, well, are you guys going to do it? And I said, well, of course we're going to do it. No question we're going to do it. And then there would be this little pushback thing from the rest of the guys because they weren't sure if they wanted to do it. And so, but I kept saying it's going to happen, and eventually, if you say something enough, it becomes true. I'm not saying I'm not taking credit for it necessarily, but I think the guys realized how important the anniversary really is.
You always wanted it to happen?
Yeah.
You were always
course.
on Team Reunite.
Oh, yeah, of course. And Bruce, I'm sure, felt the same way, and David and Brian and Mike. I mean, it took a little bit of, massaging.
The story at this point is that you guys reunited for the Grammys, that great performance that happened a few months ago, and then it felt like it was what you wanted to. This was a possibility. This was going to happen. I was going to ask you, Bruce, did that tell me about that performance?
I want to say something, a different point of view. I was just thinking that in May of 2011, we went to Capitol Records and we sang "Do It Again" and we recorded it quite quickly. You know, you never forget how to ride a bicycle. Then what I'm really thinking about is when you played the opening track there to the show. I had no idea we were going to record that day in that subtle style. I mean, that was, within 3 hours of getting in the studio for the very first time in 10 million years, and that's what came out. And it was a pleasure to hear it in full fidelity here in your studio.
You mean the a cappella?
The a cappella.
Do It Again.
No, after Do It Again.
Yeah.
Then we do this really, shouting "Do It Again," and then we have to do this real subtle, beautiful a cappella.
Yeah, I thought that was
piece.
just a
It was
warm-up.
Great, yeah, me too. I
It's
thought it
just
was
a
an
warm-up
exercise.
thing, just to kind of hang in there and do
Agreed.
it. But I had no idea it was going to be on the album.
David, when you guys did that Grammys performance, did you talk about it afterwards? Did it surprise you how much love there was for that reunion?
Not really. I think that the getting together of the Do It Again session, I go back to the Capitol Tower reunion when we received our plaques for the double or triple platinum for Sounds of Summer. The five of us together, we picked up more or less where we left off. Some people dispute that, but the chemistry is still there with everyone. We pick up more or less where we left off from the last time we were together, in my mind, and that's how it feels to me. And I think at the Grammys, we all knew that we were going to continue from there.
Mike, how does it feel to be traveling with these guys, doing these kind of gigs and the on-stage gigs again?
It feels really great, and the audience response is phenomenal. I mean, there's so many people that have wanted to see us reunite, and have told us so. And are you guys going to get back together? Are you going to do something together? And the 50th anniversary just is so special that it just really made a lot of sense. And so it's great. The thing I've been thinking that is, it's from math, this saying called, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And that's
the way
pretty
you feel.
evident when we're together on stage.
Tell me about what the reunion means musically, the musical reunion, because I'm curious about when all of you guys go back to the 60s together, working together, and you would have all had your roles musically with each other. When you reunite as humans, do you go back into those same old roles, or does it feel like a new, different kind of partnership? I'm going to throw it to you first, Al.
It's like riding a bike. We assume the roles that we had initially performed when we started the band.
And is that always a good thing?
Yeah.
So there was nobody kind of going, can I for once take the lower third part or
Oh,
something?
no,
that's
no,
now.
no.
The range is
The lower third. That's funny because you're in a vocal group, right? So you understand
Everyone
it.
fights for the lowest part.
As a matter of fact, you're right. Brian and I usually fight for the lower part. No, but we're, yeah, you adjust as you go along, and we interchange each show is different. Every show is different. You may decide to take that lower third, and someone will go, oh, he's on the lower third, I'll take the upper. So it happens.
Brian, does it feel the same way to you? Does it feel like you're just slip right back into what you guys were doing decades ago?
Well, like I said before, each guy's different, We all have our part to play. And it does take me back to the early 60s, but we've had more practice than you can imagine. And we've prepped for 50 years of practice and practice and practice. And because of that, that's why we still have it,
Do you mean practice over the 50 years or for this tour in particular?
Not for the 50 years.
Right. You
We
haven't.
didn't really practice that much
You-
for this tour, to be
you
honest
didn't,
with you.
eh?
I'll be honest with you.
The backup guys did.
we
We
have-
waltzed in for about a week and we were ready to go.
See, they're singing. These other guys will sing parts we can't physically sing because there's so many counterparts that Brian wrote.
Sure.
So we
Layers, there's more
now they're
layers.
doing layers that we have never done. So you get the best of all combinations. So, but we didn't really practice.
You agree, Mike? It's like everybody's back to their roles.
Oh yeah, Alan has really strong lead voice in a certain range. I do. I have a lead voice that's very recognizable, and I do a lot of surfing songs, the car songs, and lead on California Girls, and but I also like to do the bass part.
Oh yeah.
So on the ballads, I'll do the bass part. So, but we all have our roles to play in our ranges in which we sound the best and do the best. And so, and Brian knows that intimately. He's the one that crafted the harmonies originally. So it's very, very, like I said, riding a bike. It's very simple and natural for us to get back together.
Brian, the last time we spoke, we talked about your musical education, your love of George Gershwin. Let me ask you quickly about radio. I know you listened to a lot of records growing up. Tell me about your early memories of the importance of radio in your life.
Well, I used to listen to Johnny Otis, plays a lot of rhythm and blues. Carl and I used to listen to rhythm and blues records on the radio. In fact, Carl turned me on to rhythm and blues. And the more we listened, the more we learned, And then along comes Chuck Berry and Mike Love and Janet Dean and the creation of rock and roll, so to speak. And I'm proud to be a part of it.
Four freshmen, Brian.
And the freshmen taught me harmony, right?
What does it mean when the song, That's Why God Made the Radio, what does that mean to you?
I have never really figured out what that meant to me. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Anybody else? When you sing that song, that's
that-
why God made the radio. It's a pretty pointed statement.
Yeah, the lyric is pretty fantastic. Actually, a guy named Marconi invented the radio. but I guess you could say that God is in charge of creation. So we're all created, therefore he can take credit for everything. Anyway, that's why God Made the Radio was a very uplifting song to sing. And I think a lot of our songs are very uplifting. The harmonies, and there's a lot of positivity, some melancholy too. But you know, when you hear them, it makes you feel good. You can relate to them. You can feel the love and the harm of the harmonies and the heart and the sentiment involved. And that's why God Made the Radio is I think it's a fantastic sentiment.
For falling in love.
The song is uplifting. The vibe is also uplifting here with you guys right now. You all seem to be, I mean, it's no secret to any of you that there's been chatter for all these years about the acrimony between you, the lawsuits, the people disagreeing with each other, people hating each other. Al, when you sing together, when you perform together, the cliche is to say that, you know, the artist usually says when the performance happens, all that washes away. Is that true for you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a unifying force in our consciousness, and that's why it translates to the audience, because they feel that too.
Is that true for you, Mike?
What it is right now is all we have. The present is all we have. The future's not here yet. Past is gone. So if you're going to dwell on the past, that's one thing. But if you're going to be present and what we're doing now is we're in the present, doing our harmonies, doing our new records, doing our old records, recreating things, and it's recreation. Recreation is recreation, and it's fun, and it's we all admire each other's abilities, the ranges in which we sing, the contributions we've all made to the recording and or the touring of this legacy of music.
And how do you stay in the present when everyone knows so much about your past?
Well, everyone can ruminate over that if they wish, but it's kind of a waste of time because all you really have is the present. And, you know, I think what you do in the present determines how you're going to feel about yourself in that moment in time, and your bandmates at that moment in time. And that sets the stage for the next day and the day after that and the year after that. And so I think it is a kind of a regeneration, a whole new beginning for all of us to be together. And I mean, I'd look over at Al singing a lead and I say, wow, he can really sing, you know. And we're always, our minds are all blown by Brian's ability to structure those harmonies. And David, when he rips off an authentic surf guitar lead, I'm saying, yeah, that's right, that's cool. That is just like it always, the old days, but it's today. And Bruce sings super high. I don't know how he does it. I wouldn't want to have that operation to be able to sing that high, but he does.
Is that what happened?
No.
Castrato?
It was my way of getting out of the American draft. So anyway.
No, but so we all have, you know, fun contributing our strengths to what's going on.
Bruce, at this point, in staying in the moment, in what moment of the day with these guys do you feel the most unified?
The second I hear the first crack of the backbeat on "Do It Again," when Cowsill, bop, I go, "Oh, we're here." I get, you know, we could be totally tired. It all goes away, and then I love everything, but I especially love to listen to "Please Let Me Wonder," and I just wasn't made for these times. I'm going, oh my God, I can't believe I recorded it, but I get to sing on it live. You know, I have my own moments there, and I visualize the recording sessions, the vocal sessions, but once we hit the stage, I'm done.
I just
I'm
wasn't
ready
made for
to
these
go.
times. Brian, you and I talked about this last time you were here. So you'll listen to a song like that the way the rest of us will and be nostalgic about it, even if you're on the record.
Well, I think more of the recording. You know, I remember being around the mics over at Western Recorders for a lot of that. And, you know, all the stuff is great, but there's just some things that they're on. I just wasn't made for these times, Brian. There's a part in Spanish that we sing, and it was Al, Carl, Dennis was singing on it. There were 6 voices on it, and he was kind and found a 6th part for me.
Yeah.
But I love singing.
What do you mean Spanish? What was that?
That's in Spanish.
What?
You don't realize that's in Spanish.
What does he
That
mean?
little chorus thing tucked in the
Good
back.
on the Saturday. Yeah.
I
It's
didn't
in
know that.
Spanish.
Did we,
you know
we
that?
sing that?
Yeah, we sang it in Spanish.
Oh, you son of a gun. You have to- Come on. You guys
Seriously.
are putting me
Seriously.
on. What? you serious?
Yeah, we're serious. You probably were putting money in the meter for your car.
I don't know.
But Al, you
I
were,
might not have been there. on
You
that
were
one.
nodding.
there.
You were nodding at the notion that you listened back to this stuff as a fan as well, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, as a participant more than anything. But, I mean, the fact that we're sitting with Brian at the piano there, like, like the old days, or those whatever days, those hugely creative days at the fountain of all of this, and him being able to, it's like sitting with George Gershwin, if he were alive today. And Brian, if he were emulating George's music and being able to be on the same stage with him. That's kind of how we feel about you.
Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Gershwin's your hero.
My big hero, yeah. Gershwin, George Gershwin. His Rhapsody in Blue was almost the soundtrack of my life, almost.
So it must feel pretty good to be called the Gershwin by the boys.
Right, yeah.
Brian, last time we spoke, you said you still get nervous going on stage.
Oh my God, yes.
Do you get any less nervous with these guys?
Oh no, I just for about a half hour I'm going, oh, I wonder if I'm going to go flat or I wonder if I'm going to crap out halfway through the concert. I have my fears, my phobias.
No, we'll go flat for you.
Why are you guys laughing so hard? There's something.
Because he's so damn good and humble. It kills me.
right.
And we all
It's-
go flat once in a while. It just cracks us up.
We all sing on pitch once in a while.
He's so incredible. He's so brilliant.
You think it doesn't make any sense that Brian Wilson would ever get nervous going on stage?
He's walking perfection. Why would he get nervous?
Brian, you got an answer for that?
No.
Why? Mike, we talked earlier. You mentioned why the fact that people are tapping into something with this record that they love that you guys have always done. There's a nostalgia sound to this record,
There is some.
and of course, a lot of what you guys have always been about has been rooted in nostalgia. This and it might be for the Americana of the early 1960s. Why do you think, decade after decade, people are drawn to that time and place? People like me who were nowhere near America in the 1960s.
Yeah, but the 60s, I think, was the most energetic and prolific and creative time of music in modern music history, in my opinion. I mean, even to this day, on oldies radio, there's the Beach Boys, the Beatles, and Motown are the three most performed musical genre from the 60s. And there's some fantastic songs that came out of that era. And so that's the main reason I think that people are harking back to those times. And
People also want to hear the big famous old songs. So when you put out a record like this, and it's a very good record, and the critics are calling it all that, and it's doing as well as it is there any part of you that feels like it's that laments the idea that you have to also do the old big hits?
No, not at all. When we do the opening strains of California Girls, this is just after having done Good Vibrations. What's not to like? I mean, we are proud of the fact that our songs were A, so successful originally, and B, their life is I mean, they're going to last longer than we will. Some of these songs are immortal, and that's pretty phenomenal achievement. It's just really a blessing that we were able to craft something that has the longevity that the Beach Boys music has.
Brian, you've said you love playing the hits in concert too. Is there one that you in particular want in the set? Is there a favorite that you have from the early years?
Favorite hit, you mean? Like one?
Yeah.
I have to refer back to California Girls. Anyway.
No, that we're not doing, right? Is that what you're asking?
No, that you're doing, that
Oh,
you
we are
love
doing.
doing. Yeah.
Oh, I like Please Let Me Wonder.
What about the rest of you guys? Is there a particular song that is something you really love doing?
Warmth of the Sun. We don't do it.
We're not doing it, though.
We're not doing it. It's so
Why
cool.
aren't you doing it?
I don't know.
We have like 50
We have to get
songs on our
sleep.
set. I mean,
How was the negotiation? Mike,
He's the final word on the
King
set.
of road mapping.
no, all I
You do
do
the
is
set list,
I
Mike?
try to make this running order. Each song complement the next. That's an obsession of mine. Yeah,
Are you still the leader, Mike?
I'm a lead singer
but you're-
along with several other.
But
good
the
lead
guy who does the
singers.
set list.
Yeah, he's the leader.
Is he the leader?
He's the leader.
Well, yeah, by trial and error, you figure, okay, this song, like 409 is not a good song to follow God Only Knows.
Well, why not?
409 is a fun
get it.
song. It's a great song. It has its place. But I'd rather have it in the context of some car songs, if you don't mind. And then there's more cerebral songs, more reflective songs. In My Room probably wouldn't, be great right after Surfing USA. You know, I mean, so
Well,
that's
that's-
the way I think.
That's interesting because that plays into the duality and some of the paradox that has always been the Beach Boys, right?
Two of them, you mean? A pair of them?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the two sides of you guys, right?
Paradoxes.
Dioxide.
So
Antenna.
stick with me. There's a school
Okay,
of thought.
John, come on, spit it out.
Yeah,
Come on,
there's a school of thought that I'm sure you're aware of that
Okay.
that looks at the earlier songs, the earliest songs, the surfing songs, as less mature work. That they're seen as fun, just fun, and yet they still get people up out of their seats every night. Do you think some of the earlier Beach Boys stuff is unfairly maligned?
It's not by us, and we don't care if somebody wants to malign it or not. When you sing Surfing Safari, which is 50 years old this year, it goes over fantastic. People are singing Surfing Safari. The audience is following along. Same with 409, which was the flip side of the 45, Surfing Safari. So, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
They
But
actually
those
cheer
songs
at the
have
first downbeat of
Oh, and
Surfing
your guitar
Safari.
solo.
Yeah.
You're nuts for his guitar solo.
Yeah, I know.
that's-
So that was done 50 years ago. What are you going to do?
Well, what do you make of the fact that people impose this sort of the two sides of the Beach Boys thing?
The
there?
Beach Boys have covered every genre through the decades. I can't think of one that hasn't been covered through country, classical, jazz, you name it, and the Beach Boys have done that genre.
Yeah. The thing is, some people have their favorites, and the favorites are dictated by their mentality and their psychological composition. If they're very analytical and looking for issues and problems and stuff, you can find it. If they're just want to be, see, when people ask me what's your favorite song, it really depends on your mood. If you're really kind of like in a somber mood,
Right.
you might really love In My Room, or you might really love The Warmth of the Sun.
And both of those moods are on this record. Yeah, there's there's the Brian songs on the record. There's the Mike songs. There's the Beach Boys songs. I guess some people will see that there's a tension between the two. There's also a sense that everything's working in harmony on this record. One critic put it though,
another word.
nobody won.
There's tension and there's dynamics. I mean, you could say tension, but it's not negative tension. It's dynamics. The interplay between the introspective and the exuberant.
Does it feel like the fusion is better than it's ever been? Of the different Beach Boys styles?
I say it's as good as it's ever been.
Fusion. What did you mean by nobody won? What
Well,
was that about?
I think a critic, I'm quoting somebody who in his review said everything seems like it's working on this. So if you see there being different sides of the Beach Boys, nobody won. It all, it all came together.
Oh, that's good. It's well balanced.
You
Good
believe that,
balance.
Al?
I do. Well, Brian is really the architect of the thing. I imagine you could best answer that, Brian. How the fusion of the music came together on this particular album.
Yeah.
Well,
I just think it sounds cool. I'm uncomplicated. I listen to it, I go, oh, great, cool. It just sounds like it always sounds because I love all the albums, especially Sunflower and Pet Sounds.
Brian, how much of the best Beach Boys songs always relied on sad emotions?
Not too many of them, actually. Not too many. Most of our songs are more up spirited songs.
The music is not sad. The harmonies are uplifting. Some of the lyrics might tend to be melancholy, but overall, the music is really uplifting. That last song reminds me of like paradise, like Tahiti, a sunset or something. All the songs remind me of that, the California coast. And that's uplifting to me.
Yeah, but there's also something reflective about it, eh? Like it just feels like maybe that's why I'm feeling the
It'd
melancholy.
be hard not to be somewhat nostalgic if you've been around 50 years, and you have fond memories of what you've done together.
That song and a number of the other ones on the record do talk about getting older, but you're still the Beach Boys. So do the classic songs keep you forever young in a way? Let me go around the table on this one. Start with you, Bruce.
Talking to the wrong guy. I haven't gotten past 25 years old yet. And they know what I mean. Talk to Al.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, I think, look at us. I mean, I'm, we're a little bit older, but when you hear us tonight, you'll hear that youth, that vitality come out, because the music is eternally young, I think, and the compositional skills that went into the making of these records it's sustainable.
David?
Certainly for many years to come.
Well, I was around 7 or 8 years old when I first started, being around the Wilsons and Mike Love and their music. And I was maybe 13 when Surf Safari came out. And I'm like, Bruce, I never really matured. When that music hits,
You stopped at 13. He
I
stopped
stopped
at 25.
25 so I can get served.
when that first
drink
downbeat on Surf
beers.
Safari hits or Do It Again, I'm right there, like in that state
Yeah.
of mind.
Brian?
Well, to me, it's been an adventure for 50 years. Up, down, all around, middle, or, peaks, valleys, mid. Oh, it's been a joyride for me. It really has. And I'm very proud to be on stage with the guys. They're all really great singers. And Mike puts on a great show.
Yeah.
And we're all happy to be here.
But Brian, I'm going to interpose here. Brian's vocals are top notch right now. Not 50 years ago, right now. When you hear him sing,
Even though he's nervous about
when
going
you
on
hear him
stage.
sing Heroes and Villains and
Yeah, that sounds great.
and not
Sail on,
Surf's Up, I
sail.
was going to say.
I just wasn't made for these times.
Oh
off the
man,
Pet
I mean,
Sounds
Brian,
album.
you're right there, man. You're back in 1965. Or
Please
something.
let me
nervous.
wonder.
Please let me wonder. Spotless.
He's rocking.
Mike, you still feel like when you do these songs, you feel like the young Beach Boy you've always been?
It is, come on, it's an unabashed thrill that the audiences enjoy our music. I mean, it's a total ridiculous blessing to be able to take something which was a avocation, a hobby, a joyful pursuit to get together. Hey, can you come over and we'll listen to some radio and we'll sing some, we've been doing this all our lives, and so it's just such a huge blessing for us to be able to do our music, to have it appreciated. It's a real celebration every night.
There's a lot of younger folks coming out in the audiences now, and somebody said the Beach Boys are cool again. Do you care about that stuff?
That's interesting.
Well, we were voted. We went to Bonnaroo, which is a huge music
Yes, you
festival.
did.
And the Bonnaroo paper came out and said we were the hit of the festival.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Do you
Please tell Mike Stoller for me before I forget this. Please tell him that he helped create the Beach Boys' career almost as much as anybody, because he gave us the joy of
Joy of
listening
the
to
Coasters
those
and his
great songs he wrote.
Oh my God.
All those years before we became that was our platform for taking off.
Search and
Okay, anyway, I just
suit
wanted
of
to
clothes.
say that.
It's a really great pleasure to have you guys here.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on this
Thanks,
record.
Jim.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.